all day. We smoking weed. We didn't smoke so much weed. I don't know how many pounds we didn't smoke today. I don't know.
Crazy amount.
But check it out, man. We had some artists come through.
Yeah.
We had Loso come through.
Yeah.
We had Bruce come through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now I'm sitting here with Chicago's own Uncle JoNH III. Yeah,
what
nigga,
up, Denver, man?
What up, man? How you doing?
My other home, man. Blessed. We here, we back.
It's your other home, man. You've been coming out here for a minute.
Since 2016. I gotta let y'all know that. Ooh. 2016. I saw on my Facebook today, they showed me a picture from 2016 on this day.
On this day? Mm-hmm. Which picture was it?
Where I had the all-white Adidas suit on with the Adidas sneakers.
That was the one where we had to do the Def Jam at Cold Crush?
Yeah, but I remember because I bought that Adidas outfit and the shoes I bought out here.
It's timestamped in time.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, like Doe said, Uncle John said.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy because we got to talk about the origins.
Of course. Let's do it. Let's get to it.
So of course, you know, we've been rocking for years, and so the journey has been a transformation from you know, label work, A&R work, artist development, promo, street marketing, lifestyle marketing, to now you are the artist and you are the person that is putting the content out and all of that. And it was kind of like a flip on the whole game because you were the guy helping everybody. You were the guy putting niggas in meetings, putting niggas get niggas signed, all kind of shit. And so now you took literally all your, you know, expertise and talent and then put it into an artist, and it is called, you know, which is yourself. Uncle JoNH III. Yes, sir. It's kind of like it embodies you as a person. So, personally, I'm watching the growth as a person turning into an artist, and then being able to use your network and and it's really showing niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it works.
Show you how to do this, son.
Show niggas how to do it, because you was doing it for them, but now let me show you how to do it for real. So those of you who are listening, you know what I'm saying, it just didn't start today, man. So let's get into some of the music, man. In 2023 was kind of when you kind of kicked a lot of this off.
That was like my introduction to the world. The underground world, as far as my producer run. At the end of 22, I dropped 2 projects. I dropped the Pink Flick, and I dropped Uncle John's Day Off. And once 23 came, I went on a crazy run. I think in 23 I dropped 40 albums, maybe 44 albums in 2023. And then 2024 I came and went crazy too, but 23 I went real crazy. Like I dropped a massive amount of instrumental albums, which my fans love. But then I came with that one special project, you know what I mean, that we will get into. Yeah, we'll get into that. Let's talk about, you know, just concept, because I watched you kind of, you know, I at the beginning of all this, I was kind of getting into the space where, you know, I'm getting my artists, you know, not just DJ Shadoe together. It's more, you know, my shit. And, you know, we'll talk about my shit later. But we got into that. But what you showed me was there was a checklist of things that you had to do as an artist to really put your art out and really be able to streamline your project times and stuff. And so what I noticed was you were able to, it was almost like once you dropped one, you were able to like compound them, and it was just like one just kept dropping after the other. And we're not talking about just regular projects. You had themes. You know, my favorite theme is what's the one, the vitamin one with all the vitamins? Supper.
The supplements.
Supper was my first series of instrumental projects. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, like I enjoyed listening to those, and then just understanding like, okay, there's themes behind this, there's concepts, and it comes together as a concept, you know what I mean? And then the fans are able to kind of like pick it together. I like this one, I like that one. I'm telling y'all, by the time that I looked up, this thing got dropped like 24 projects, literally, like. And so, you know, you also did something special that I don't think a lot of people know about, which was you did an art gallery.
Yes.
And it wasn't just a regular art gallery. It was a digital art gallery where you were able to physically go on your phone and walk through a store and then pick art pieces from a gallery and then order them.
Yeah. And I'm launching that. Woolrich is the brand for the art. I'll be launching that soon. Maybe the next 45 days it'll start rolling out. You'll see something on YouTube, and then you'll be able to order different pieces directly to your home. I'm even going to be doing some customized merchandise too. So not only will you be able to get a lot of the art pieces in canvas or painting form or print, however you want them, but I'll also have merchandise as well with some of those pieces on some of the merch.
Okay. Nah, I mean, I think I got a little sneak peek at some stuff.
I got some crazy.
You got some crazy pieces though.
I got some
Richard
crazy
Pryor pieces. This nigga got some crazy pieces.
Yeah, I got originals.
Crazy art, nigga. Like, it's like, what the fuck?
I think we're doing originals, and we're gonna do legendary pieces that honor a lot of fallen legendary figures that we once had in our life. So be on the lookout for that, man. Woolrich Art Gallery and Woolrich Media, which are my two new brands I'll be launching soon in the media and art culture.
Okay, so let's get into this. What we've discussed is what you call your Reasonable Doubt project.
Yes.
Southafora.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, explain what Southafora means.
Southafora is a term I came up with. I'm from the south side of Chicago, so that represents the south side and a true south sider with the aura of a real Chicagoan. So you put the aura together with the south sider, and then you got Southafora. You know what I'm saying? And that's something of my own. You know, when you create things of your own, you start your own movement, and you be innovative in a way where can't nobody take something that you started. So Southafora is my new album series. The only time you're gonna hear me be an MC or an artist or rap, I just enjoy rapping. I'm not a rapper. I'm a creative, a producer, a curator, and someone who knows how to put together dope projects. And so I just have fun, and I get to be an artist, and I get to be creative, and I embrace all my songwriters and people that help me spit bars and all of that without trying to hide that. And a real artist is gonna work with his guys and give them the credit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Because I mean, that goes into a lot of the stuff like we were talking about before, which is being able to apply the science, I would say, from the business of the music industry to being an independent artist.
Facts.
Shit that the average person doesn't go or know going into the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it's important for artists and people listening to understand that, like, Uncle John is not just a normal, just like this is just something that just happened. This is actually a transformation of an actual artist, that understands the game. So it's going to be interesting to see how far you take it. Understanding you've been in the buildings already, you have the relationships or whatever. I'm excited to see exactly where you're going to take it, because you can take it there because the blueprint to take it there. You take another artist there. So.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like what I'm after right now is just all legacy driven. It has nothing to do with industry politics or anything major. If I end up doing business with those entities or people from that stature, that's cool. But right now, this is strictly for the culture, everything that I want to lay down and everything I want to leave behind. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So with Southafora 1, you did, and this is something I want to get into at a later time, but a lot of people don't understand the elements of hip hop.
Yeah.
And so when you talk about the elements of hip hop, you have your MC, you have your DJ, but there's a couple that people forget about. You forget about your graffiti artist, which translates to today's graphic designers, and then your producer, and then your breakdancer. And those are the 5 elements of hip hop, which really brings and embodies that. So to have a person who can embody those things, I like to say, I can't do no breakdancing, but I can damn sure do the other 4. But
and that's what I mean, though, man. Like, that's the thing about hip hop, man. It's unpredictable. We're all creatives and we all have good energy, and that just feeds off each other.
Yeah. So. And so getting into that, one thing I like about the Southafora project and the Southafora series that you created is the covers. And so the covers that is on Southafora 1, you have a vehicle that you're standing in front of, like a nice neighborhood. Like it just don't look like what it is when you hear it. And so, then you drop Southafora 2, and there's another vehicle, and I just like to highlight there's always a homage.
It's gonna always be that old school vehicle.
Yeah, that always.
And I'm a fan of blaxploitation films, and a lot of that energy that felt like superhero type stuff. So a lot of my influence comes from that, comes from Outkast. Anything player, anything that's
playalistic.
Because I've always been fly. I've always had the cars and the beautiful women and all of that. But I think what we are embodying is maturity as well. We got all of those things, and we're gonna always speak on it. But we're embodying maturing and being fathers now, and just having more vision when it comes to success and wealth. You know what I'm saying? So Southafora is gonna always give you some great music, but we're also gonna have those moments on those projects where we touch bases on something that's serious. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. I think it's dope what you guys are doing. Power 109, DJ Shadoe, checking in with you from High Society. It's 420. We did do a private listening session.
Yes, it was crazy.
Side 3.
Shout out Side 3 Studios, man. Dope listening session. And the thing about listening sessions is they're also unpredictable, because there can be 50 people there, or there can be 500 people there.
Right.
But as long as we got the people there and they hear the vibes is what's important to me.
No, absolutely. We got to hear some songs off the project, and man, I've been riding the project all week.
My dog, thank you.
The production quality, the lyrics, just the how it's put together. I'm like, we want to know the sauce, man. We need the sauce, man.
All right, the formula.
Put that together like that is crazy.
The formula, honestly, to do a solid body of work is not so much perfection, but just involving your people, making sure that the people around you are hearing the music, making sure that you're involving people on the project. A real solid project is a family-driven project. Like when we heard Snoop Doggy Style, the first song had rage rapping on it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The very first song is rage rapping.
Right.
Opening up his solo album.
Right.
So it just says that involving your people in your creativity, it helps give a space to where it's a collaborative effort, but it also flows like a project. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So the sauce is really collaboration. You know what I mean? Collaboration, and just making sure that you have you touch every vibe. There's boom bap on there, there's trap on there, there's soulful, no drum stuff. You gotta have an album that doesn't repeat itself. So there's only gonna be one type of song that sounds like royalty on there. There's only gonna be one song. Like you're only gonna hear that vibe once. I'm not gonna give it to you twice. So I gotta make sure that even when I'm listening to it, I'm like, does this sound like number 6? 6 and 4 sound, you know what I mean? And then you put it together. We changed
that DJ in you.
Yeah, we changed. We changed the order like 3 times this time.
Yeah.
Like I had an order, and then my brother Saya, shout out Saya, he had his order. I liked his order, so we went with his order this time. Last time we changed Southafora 5 times. So, yeah.
Well, Southafora 1, yeah. That motherfucker rides, so I'm like,
it's a good order, right?
It's a great order. It was a great order.
It's sequence is everything, man.
And it's crazy because it's like you guys are my friends, and we go back. So to say I can listen to one of my friends' albums all the way through, and I can't even listen to some of these niggas who have $1 million budgets behind this shit, and I can't jam that motherfucker back to back. That says something as far as just what.
That's why I said if I'm gonna do a project, if I'm gonna do a project, it has to be a solid body of work. I'm not just doing an album just to be doing it. I gotta make sure that it's quality, like it's done well. Yeah, job well done.
Yeah. So now, as far as the mixing process, do you do that, or do you sit in on your mix sessions?
Yeah, I sit in on my mix sessions, or I'll do stuff remotely. Shout out my brother Bruce. We argued for the first time like maybe 10 times over this album. Like we had like almost not fist fights, but we had shouting matches. And now we and him argue like I've never argued with Bruce, bro. And so he knows I'm passionate about my stuff. So he understood why I was acting crazy. Yeah. I got crazy with him. You know what I'm saying? And He my brother, so he understood my passion for the album. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely got into it a lot as far as mix quality, things I didn't like about certain mixes. But we got it right at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's what matters.
And that's a fact. You know, when you're passionate about your art, you got to make sure it's right. Do it right, man. You got to do it right. So yeah, Power 109 on the check-in. It's 420. Blaze over here. He's running around with a goat somewhere getting it high. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's some midgets chasing him and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But man, checking in from High Society, the 420 OG 420 bar. Y'all know what we doing, man. Uncle John
the third.
What we doing, man? The next up, man.
Be on the lookout for Il Gordo, artist I'm working with out of Chicago, amazing spitter. His album's next. It's called Pins and Needles. You got Easy O'Hare, Cabin Pressure Reloaded. That album is on the way. And
you and him?
Yeah, it's me and him, and me and Gordo too. Like all these albums I produce in collaboration with the artists. Then I have a fire electric house project called The Confetti Experience. It will be dropping this summer. I can't wait to take this and DJ it at certain hipster parties and house driven theme parties, because the music is very different than what you're gonna hear me produce. It's got the same sound, but it's just the tempos are more sped up. It's really dance music. It's like groove music, and I can't wait to drop this part. This is probably gonna be the biggest project I ever dropped, just because the music's in a different genre. So this is the one that I'm really banking on, the Confetti Experience for sure, as far as the instrumental project. But what I want to do is also I want to get with artists and get songs made to those beats. So you're not just gonna get an instrumental version; you'll also get a version where there's records to those beats.
Ooh,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
Gonna be creative. Looking forward to that. So
yeah,
Power 109 on the check-in. It's 420, man. We finna wrap this thing up, man. It's been real. Make sure you don't leave the baby in the car, and you know, we gonna get it right, man. We smoking weed all night till they tell us to go home, man. It's going down.
Uncle JoNH III. That's Uncle.JoNH 3. And visit UncleJohnMusic.com, man. The N is always before the H. Content dropping weekly. Just so much new stuff always gonna be coming out, and the merch is about to drop too for Southafora too. Be on the lookout for the merchandise. Everybody's asking about the vinyl, and they want to see some of the sets I got, hoodie wise, tee wise. I got some exciting stuff too with the cassettes and the CDs. We're gonna take it back to the nostalgia area. That's what it's about. It's about experiencing the project fully without just taking the music for what it is. So shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to my kids, John and Janae. Yeah, man, that's where we are with it.
Absolutely, man. Power 109 on the check-in is 420. Make sure you follow us all platforms. DJ Shadoe, Blazing Promos. Y'all know what we doing. Shout out Slap Woods for holding it down all weekend.
Yeah.
We about to get up out of here. Let's get it.
Yeah.